Welcome everyone to the Shade House. These are my green pets. And today we're going to look briefly at the Vandaceous type orchids, Vandas. Vanda. The Vandas are a very showy group of orchids. For sure, they got really pretty big flowers. I guess we'll start with the smallest guy in the bunch, and then we'll just move through. We're going to start here with Neofinetia. Well, it used to be Neofinetia, now it's Vanda, falcata. And this is the Japanese wind orchid, or Huran. Hai, Nihongo wakarimasu yo. This is a Japanese orchid that has been cultivated in Japan for many, many centuries, and it is... it's kind of got its own, definitely has its own following. There are some people that only collect this type of orchid. It may not look like much right now, but when it blooms, it just has the most charming little flowers. And yeah, they're just beautiful. So yeah, that's the wind orchid, the Neofinetia falcata. Okay, my other Vandas are just kind of normal type Vandas. This is a smaller type Vanda, used to be called Ascocenda or Ascocenda. And this is a Home Depot bag baby. That means it came from a big box store as a seedling. It's never bloomed. I just got it last year. It's growing lots of new roots and stuff like that. Most Vandas you'll see people growing without any kind of medium, any kind of soil or bark or anything. They'll just have them hanging like this because they really do like the roots to be exposed to the elements. They don't want them crammed up in a pot. They like the air circulation, and they do not like to have their roots staying wet. Okay, so this is kind of just a typical one. Now let's go over here to the Redbud tree and check out probably my most famous Vanda, this big Pachar Delight right here. This was given to me last year. There's another video describing it. It blooms all the time. It's pretty amazing. I wish that I could take credit for having grown it this big, but I cannot. This was not, I just got this plant last year. It was given to me, believe it or not. But yeah, it's awesome. You can see it's got buds on it here. It's got another bud over here. Can you see that? Yeah. It's constantly blooming. It's ridiculous. It's awesome. Unfortunately, I had an accident with the weed killer, thereby killing about half of the redbud tree. If you can see, the leaves are all falling off, and once the leaves fell off, the plant got sunburnt. Oh my gosh. So that's fairly unsightly, but it doesn't seem to affect the health of the plant too much, just the appearance, unfortunately. I have a cup. Oh, this one I love. This is actually a piece. This plant is a piece of this plant that I took off last year just to see what it would do, and it's doing great. So I tied it to the tree, and lo and behold, the roots have literally taken over. it has grown roots all over this tree. So that's great and cool, and if I lived in a tropical place, I could just leave it out here. But come October, this thing is either going to have to come inside or stay out here and die in the freezing cold. So unfortunately, I will probably have to cut. Yeah, I will definitely I'll have to rip off all these roots, because otherwise it will die, which is unfortunate. But anyway, I think that it's still just cool to see how in one season how much the roots can take over a branch. If you are interested in mounting your orchids on pieces of wood, this is an example of, I don't know, 3 months, 2 months, 3 months growth. This is 3 months growth right here. Took about 3 months for these roots to grow on the branch like that. So there's that. I've got two other little Vandas over here. This one is another bag baby. And this is supposed to be a fragrant one. I'm kind of looking forward to this one blooming one day. And then this one is one from the grocery store. Actually, my grocery store has suddenly started stocking Vandas. So you walk in, and the flowers, the floral section has just got this beautiful display of Vanda orchids. Someone bought me this one because after the blooms fall off at the grocery store, they discount them from $36 to, I don't know, 10 or even less. So if you wait until the blooms are falling off, you can probably get a Vanda for very cheap. It doesn't have a name on it, but I don't really care. You can tell by the color of the roots that it's going to be probably a lighter color, like a white or a yellow, because there's no pigment in the roots. Whereas if you look at the roots of this plant, look how dark they are, look how red they are. This plant is going to be a pink or purple Vanda because of all the pigment in the roots. Kind of an interesting little thing there. Okay, those are my Vandas. I don't have a whole lot of them, but they are really spectacular flowers. And every collection should have one. All right, this is my green pets, or I'm sorry, these are my green pets, and this has been the Vanda Alliance. Until next time, hasta luego.